Good morning, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about the little guys that go vroom vroom in circles. Night Goblin Fanatics. Night Goblin Fanatics are a certain type of unit that greenskins get, and we're going to be jumping into replays to show you a strategy that you can use to optimally use something called spinning loons. Spinning loons is a massive damage dealing capability that Night Goblins Fanatics get, and it's why you get Night Goblin Fanatics in the first place. Overall, these units are mid. Actually, they might be worse than mid. Their stats are pretty awful. They're a little bit faster than most units. They have poison attacks, but their melee attack, melee defense, pretty awful. They have a decent weapon strength, most of which is base weapon damage though, which isn't that great, and an alright charge bonus. They also have no armor and very poor leadership. They are expendable, which is good. They have those poison attacks, which is good. But for the most part, these guys are pretty awful units. We're going to be pairing them up against Chaos Warriors today, which should, in melee, beat the life out of Night Goblin Fanatics. If you look at the comparison there, they've got 85 less armor, their shields aren't as great, lots of less leadership, less melee attack, less melee defense, just less everything basically. Strength in numbers a little bit, but that's not much of a difference when just fighting orcs. So we're going to be jumping in and showing you how to use these Night Goblins. Now the first thing that we need to talk about is positioning. Night Goblin Fanatics, when they use this spinning loons capability, have their loons kind of like go out in a cone shape, and because these little goblins that they're sending out with their balls of spinning death are hopped up on mushrooms, they have no clue where they're going. Sometimes they fly back straight at you. They have a very unpredictable release from unit, which I guess is alright, but you need to stagger your units to make sure that you're not hitting your own units. You might see that in a couple of your own fights, you'll be hitting your own units and doing tons of damage to them. The damage that you do with spinning loons is insane. You do 18 damage per second, and it's 100% armor piercing. And oh yeah, it lasts 12 seconds. It causes tons of damage. It will shred through any unit that you send it at, including your own. So you need to make sure that you're sending it at the enemy units and not your own. A couple of nice things to have in an army with a whole bunch of Night Goblins is a Night Goblin Shaman. Why? Because it has things like Itchy Nuisance, Sneaky Stabbin' that can buff your stats, making it easier to fight off higher tier units like Chaos Warriors. And on top of that, you have something called Gorkle Fix-It, which is a area hex that reduces speed of oncoming units. So that means that these Chaos Warriors will be reduced their speed even more, and therefore I have more time to control where my loons are going to be going and how I want them to be released. And of course, with my archers, have more area of effect, or have more chance to be shooting them before they get into melee and cause problems. So, little bit of a strategy when doing this fight. If you can break around corners and hit things from the sides, your arrows are going to be more effective, right? Because these Chaos Warriors have silver shields. So all, like 55% of the damage just does nothing. So you can get around to the sides and shoot them from the sides. A lot better that way. I'll show that with this middle piece. What we're trying to do is get either around the sides or get a breakthrough on the middle. Generally just focus on the sides. That's where you'll be able to just either run around them and shoot them, or be able to get advantage, which you'll see on the right side here. And then we can also get these spinning loons to have more effectiveness because we can aim them better. So we're going to be releasing a couple of arrows. We pop down, I think, our Itchy Nuisance soon. Yep, or Gorkle Fix-It. Alright, so Gorkle Fix-It came into effect, and now we're going to start issuing commands to these infantry units. These infantry units are just going to walk forward a little bit, so that they're in a better position to send off loons. And then these loons are going to tear up and do most of the damage to these Chaos Warriors, and then we'll go in with our sneaky stabbing knives and get them. So, you can see that the first set of loons has gone off. They're these little spinny guys, they're just whirling around, and they will kill just about everything in their path. If you look at how much damage they're doing, they are just shredding through these Chaos Warriors over here and on this side. And then some loons got sent off from over here. And here's our first example of loons not going where they should be. These loons were supposed to hit the right side of these Chaos Warriors, and it looks like they're going at my own Goblin Fanatics. So you might have to pay attention to that just in case you need to move out of the way. And then, of course, you can see that these Chaos Warriors only have 3,000 hit points left. So we did 60% of their life is just gone. And now we'll come in with our knives, stick them up, and they'll all die really easy. We can also stick them up with our arrows, and these poison attacks are going to be doing great because they'll reduce the speed of these already super slow Chaos Warriors now. So they can't run away from you, and you'll be able to tear through them. Now, I think this is close to when I started seeing that there's a gap right here in the middle of the battlefield, and this unit of Night Goblin Fanatics should just charge through there, and then he can start shooting these Chaos Warriors in the backs, which, as you can see, their shields are facing the front, not the backs. So it's a good idea to shoot them in the backs. And then also they have a loon that they can get off, probably on these Chaos Warriors or these Chaos Warriors where I want to. Hopefully I won't hit my own Fanatics, but that's fine. This Shaman popping down some more support over here, using Itchy Nuisance, making sure that my own guys aren't getting hit, and therefore I won't be taking as many casualties. Night Goblin Fanatics are a very squishy unit, so like they will die really fast if you are getting hit at all from any sort of weapon. But as you can see here, my Night Goblins are doing great. These ones are basically about to break. These guys are about to break. These guys have a little bit of life force left. That's okay. We'll send some more loons after them. And you can see that these one-on-one engagements are doing pretty good. Now, problem is going to be lords, because lords are going to be just a problem. If you have other units in your army, you can make use of them to either snipe lords if you have a big boss in your army, or just a war boss. Then he might be able to deck it out against an army like, or a lord like this. But just be careful, because as you can see, I'm about to have my Night Goblin get caught, and that lord will absolutely wreck him. Now there's a second tactic here. Loons don't really go off well when in melee, so because of how they launch, it's a very narrow start, and then they kind of spread out, and that's when they're doing their actual damage. You can't kill units that are already dead, basically. So the idea is you're going to be a lot faster than basically any other unit that you're fighting, because you're always doing poison attacks, right? So if we can compare it, these Chaos Warriors that I'm fighting right now have 11 less speed. So if I run my units backwards, I can pop those loons again while I'm running backwards. They'll hit the guys behind me as a little like, here, catch this. It's just a couple of really hopped up gobbos with really big spinny balls of death. And your enemies will die. As you can see, these these Night Goblin Fanatics are pushing through the middle, and they're going to be shooting these guys in the back, hopefully getting another edge on those Chaos Warriors that just aren't quite breaking yet. But looks like we've got one unit broken, this unit's wavering over here. Battle's going good, except for, oh yeah, I left this hero unattended, and he might die. Should probably cause some poison attacks to him, so that's why I started attacking with the Night Goblin Fanatics. Not really to do a whole bunch of damage, but to hopefully just slow him down so he can't catch my guys. As you can see right here, I started running my units back, even though, oh my goodness, I should still be in melee with them, right? Well, I wanted to pop these loons again, and as you can see, I popped one loon from these archers, one from these guys, and one from these guys, and they're all just going to tear up those Chaos Warriors, and then I'll re-engage them in melee, get my slightly large, not large, charge bonus off, and voila, they'll be absolutely wrecked. That way my guys aren't taking tons of damage because, as you can see, even with utilizing this great damage dealing effect, my guys have been getting hammered by these superior units. So now it's just a matter of time of just shooting down the units that are in melee, getting them, sticking them in the guts, and then making sure that the guys that are coming back don't come back all the way. I got this guy to rally, but he kind of stayed out of the battle for the rest of the time. And then army loss penalties is not far away. As you can see, as soon as I break these Chaos Warriors, it's basically game over. Send some more loons at them because, well, why not? And you can see just a whole bunch of corpses over there. And then this Chaos Lord that basically I can't do any damage to. This guy could probably destroy the rest of my army. I just have to be running him away, or running my guys away, shooting him, popping literally every single spell and ability I have to try to hurt him. But he could probably just destroy me, basically. But good thing army losses exist, because as soon as I engage him in melee, do a little bit more damage, the balance of power is just about enough to cause that army loss penalty, and that's GG's. So, takeaways from this. Night Goblin Fanatics, trash. Absolute trash units in melee. But when you got those guys hopped up on mushrooms and spinning in balls, or in circles, they'll be doing lots of damage, and you can take on armies that are a lot stronger than yours. Like, if I didn't use those loons, then I would have definitely lost this battle. No matter how much magic I was able to pop with this Night Goblin Shaman, how much stuff I could do with this War Boss, there's just nothing powerful enough to do the damage. So if you're not using spinning loons, get literally anything else. Get regular goblins. They might have more melee defense than Night Goblin Fanatics. So just get something else. They probably have more armor than Night Goblin Fanatics. So you can see though that it was very effective, and my army isn't that beat up in terms of my front line, right? Like, these guys lost a couple, these guys lost 20, these guys lost about 20, these guys lost 60, that's alright. These guys lost 40. But in terms of like green skin casualties, that's pretty good. These guys lost 2. And then 0 and 2. So in terms of casualties, I didn't lose really anyone, which is really, really good, especially against an army like this. So if we pop into that end screen, I lost 141, deploying 1,000, right? Generally, you'll lose a solid, like, fifth of your army, I guess, which would be 200. And those 60 guys are going to do a lot for us. You can see that in terms of, like, kill capabilities. These guys in melee are probably going to be doing most of your damage, but then you can use these fanatic archers as kind of just flanking units, sticking them in the back with arrows, and then, of course, running around to get those loons off. Thank you guys. That's it for this video. Pretty short, pretty simple, pretty spinny death, and hope that you guys can use this tactic on your next campaign. Bye bye.